lofted in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom. Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes. There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats. KFJB-TV.
Welcome into Bobcat Live. Thanks so much, everybody coming out tonight. Appreciate that. It is $2 off a one-topping large pizza. What's your favorite topping on a pizza, Will?
I just get pepperoni. I'm not a big topping guy, but I just get pepperoni.
All right, pepperoni. I can roll with that if we're going one topping, that's for sure. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Just got
practice.
Back from practice, yeah. I got a tennis tournament this weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on. So staying busy.
Okay, where's the tennis tournament? Des Moines?
Yeah, it's in Urbandale.
Okay.
I had one like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't do so great, but we're going to bounce back this weekend.
Okay. I know we were talking on our Cat Connection. I know you obviously you do the tennis a lot. So how does that – is there anything you can kind of translate, the athleticism, being able to cut quickly between basketball and tennis?
Yeah, just mobility-wise, and really helps with conditioning. Tennis gets kind of tiring, especially when you have to play games like back-to-back. Those later games, you kind of get tired, but – helps with the fatigue, and other than that, not a whole lot translates. But footwork, I guess, is important.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when it's 90 degrees out there on the tennis court. That's testing your endurance.
Oh yeah, right now it's 90 degrees. That's just too hot to go outside, dude.
So have you played on like clay and grass and different styles, or?
No, I usually just play on concrete, just normal. I've never played on grass. I want to. Clay doesn't sound fun. Like your shoes are getting dirty and stuff like that. I don't.
Sliding around.
That sounds bad.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me and being my first guest here tonight. Because Coach Brynjar Brynjolfsson said, "Hey, can you move us up to be in the first slot?" And then he's not even here on time for his.
I don't know what he's doing.
Man. Anyway, you ever have to get after the coaches? You hold the coaches accountable?
Oh yeah, I yell at them all the time in practice. But no, I never have to do anything like that. But yeah.
Well, last night was a fun one as the Bobcats took down Mason City 40-27, and a really solid defensive performance. Lamar Johnson was our player of the game. He had 8 points last night. When you kind of watch Lamar, like we have a little fascination because he's so athletic. He's going in there, getting the tough rebounds. And, he's not as tall as you. He doesn't have 5 blocks on the season like you do.
Right.
But, he's kind of that scrappy style guy. He's going and facing the other team. So do you have a little Lamar Johnson envy when you watch as well with seeing his athleticism out there?
I mean, of course. He plays his butt off all the time. He's always like, give me that whenever he gets it. You can hear him every time. But he just plays so hard. He gets rebounds. He fights for everything. And he just when he gets on the bench, he's using his inhaler. He's like dying out there. But he plays hard no matter what. And what's not to like, I guess.
Yeah. Well, wow. I didn't know he was a former asthmatic or an asthmatic just like me, but he's so soft-spoken, though. How is he as a leader, though? Because I know he's talked to me about being involved in Big Brothers, Big Sisters, but, being a senior along with you, how do you guys kind of approach that leadership angle on the team?
Well, he doesn't talk a whole lot. He's not like the most outspoken person, but you can always tell he's always serious and just being a role model that way. You can tell he's always down to business. He's always disciplined. He's coming to practice every single time. He's never missing stuff. So just being a leader that way and not skipping out on like easy plays and things like that. But he's not the loudest person. He doesn't talk all the time, but he just tries really hard, and that shows on the court. Yeah,
this team, not for a lack of effort, especially past couple games, you guys played Roosevelt really tough on Friday and just not able to get over the hump, but finally got the win. So what was that like as a team? Did you guys celebrate a little in the locker room last night?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty great. We got beat pretty bad when we went down there, and we beat them pretty bad when they got down here. So
that's good. A little payback.
Must be the home court advantage, but, it felt really good, especially.
Yeah.
Mason City, when it's like a 2.5-hour drive, whatever it is, it feels really good to beat them when they have to come all the way here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Bobcats going to take on Waterloo West tomorrow night. What do you kind of know about the Wahawks heading into this one?
There's some talented guys. They got a really good roster, and we're going to have to fight for it. But we can compete with all these teams, and we need to stick with our game plan defensive-wise. We got a plan already. We were talking about it at practice today. But everyone needs to do what they're supposed to do, and we have a shot. They're not a team to be slept on. They're really, really good. So we got to step it up. We played really good defensively yesterday, so we just got to do that again, stick to our game plan, and things will go our way.
Yeah. Tell me what practice is like, because I know you're heavily involved in that, and either you're on the group with the starters or you're competing against the starters trying to get everybody ready for the game. What's it like as far as that game planning, as far as, hey, Waterloo West is tomorrow, this is what they're going to run. How do you guys kind of handle that in practice?
Well, in practice, I'm just trying to give whoever I'm guarding the hardest challenge to get, because we don't go against guys that are our height. We're a pretty small team, comparatively to these other teams, with 6'6" guys. Ames has a 6'8" guy. Try to emulate them as much as I can and just be physical. I'm usually put on Lamar or somebody, and I'm just trying to be preparing for that night, because I don't play a lot, but I just try to do what I can in practice, preparing them for those big bodies.
Well, when you are out on the floor, we love watching you, especially when you get those blocks. We've seen 5 highlight blocks this year. How good is that feeling when you know you get one on somebody?
Yeah, I told you about this before, but it's just the best feeling, because student section is probably going wild unless you're at a away game. But it's so exciting blocking a shot, because there's just nothing like it.
How was the student section last night? It was a pajama theme last night?
It was pajama theme, but I don't know why they were so quiet. Especially second half, they were just so quiet. I don't get it.
I think they have a Twitter account. I think you need to
get on that.
Throw some shade that way.
Might start coming at him. Might have a word. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get it going over here. As you look back to your time on this basketball team, I think you played all 4 years, right?
Yeah, I played all 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, so, what's the experience like to kind of see the evolution of, the program as a whole, some consistency there at the coaching staff? You've seen some really good point guards in your time here in the program. I guess just kind of a little bit of a reflection on your, 4 years in the program.
Well, I've looked up to almost everybody that was older than me, especially when I was a freshman. People like Drake, Trey, Jackson Eisenbarth. I look up to him a lot. I look up to all these people. Our coaching staff is relatively the same, except for Brinier is assistant coach this year, and Smith, he's also on the staff this year. So the staff hasn't changed too much ever since this last year, but other than that, I look up to our older guys like Dalen, when he was here, Prince, all these people, I look up to them. And, yeah, they were fun to just watch, especially, freshman, sophomore year. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's your most favorite or best athlete you've seen come through the basketball program in your time? Athletically gifted on the basketball floor.
It's got to be Prince. Prince was just a dog. Prince was so fun to watch when he played.
Yeah.
And he rarely even started, and that just made it even more funny, because he was just always the bulldog of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either him or Jackson Eisenbarth. He was always fun to watch, splashing those threes. But.
Yeah. He can knock down threes with the best of them. That is for sure. Mr. late arriving Brynjar Brynjarsson is going to join us coming up a little bit. What's it like to work with Coach B?
He's a pain, but I try to get through it.
Is there a little mutual feeling there?
Yeah, Brynjar's awesome. He shows up every time. You can tell he cares about our team. I'm really glad he's our assistant coach. But
have you picked his brain about his old days of being a head coach at the collegiate level, or when he was at Iowa State or anything like that?
I haven't picked his brain yet. No.
Okay.
All right. Really.
Are you a Hawkeye fan or a Cyclone fan?
I'm a Cyclone fan.
Okay. All right.
But I'm a Cyclone and Chiefs fan. Go Chiefs, by the way.
Wow, I am not rooting for the Chiefs this weekend. Everyone, I think here, David, you hope the Chiefs lose? Oh gosh, David, come on. All right, who you got in the Super Bowl then?
Is that even a question? The Kansas City Chiefs versus They're going to beat whoever, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't matter.
All right. I'll be rooting for the Bills. I'm a Broncos fan, so that's why I'm not a big Chiefs fan myself.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Well, hey, we made the playoffs and didn't even expect to get there this year. So, anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, good to talk to you as always, Will. Appreciate
good
it.
to talk to you, dude.
Did you bring Mom out here tonight?
Yeah, shout out my mom. I love you, Mom.
Any other shout-outs?
Shout out my dad.
Okay.
Love you, God, too. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Will Swartz, give it up for him out here at Bobcat Live. We'll talk to Coach Brynjar Brynjolfsson when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV. By the way, I did not know until you and I were recently talking that you went to Iowa Lakes Community College and played basketball there.
That's right.
I did not realize. I went to Iowa Lakes, graduated. I did not play basketball, but I was in the pep band, so we played for them. And then Isaiah Cox went to Iowa Lakes Community College as well.
A Laker, baby.
My boss, Todd, he went to Iowa Lakes and graduated in the broadcasting. So, like, Iowa Lakes has got a hub in Marshalltown here.
That's right.
But you've got the MCC on out here. Yeah, for sure. What was the most impactful thing or whatever about being at Iowa Lakes in that time in your life of, learning? And Bob Grems was your head coach, right?
Yeah, it was Coach Grems. That's what it was all about. I learned a lot from him. How to deal with people, just different things. One of the things that was an eye-opening thing, I got hurt my sophomore year, came back, I practiced twice, and he puts me in the starting lineup, and I kind of looked at him and I said, "Hey, Coach, what's that going to look like?" And he goes, "Well, B, life isn't fair all the time, so they can put up with it or they can leave." So there you go.
Wow, yeah, he was. A lot of people maybe don't know who Bob Grems was, but longtime coach at Iowa Lakes Community College up in Esterville, Iowa, and then I think he was the AD for a while.
He was the AD for a long time.
Yeah.
He was not very liked when you cut football.
They did have football. I remember that.
That's right.
Yeah. But he was very influential in my life, too, because as a broadcaster, we carried some Iowa Lakes Community College basketball games. He did color with me. But not only that, he was very influential. He took me under his wing. He got me into officiating basketball, and just a great person. And you love when you kind of come along those kind of people, because those are people who change your life, and you always appreciate what they did for you, even if it maybe wasn't what you wanted or needed at the time or thought you needed.
He was definitely special when you needed something, and he's been there ever since we played, and talked to him once, twice a year, and great guy. And when I was coaching at MCC, obviously he would make it to the games when I showed up, but otherwise I don't think he went to a whole lot of games after that, after he retired. But no, great human being, and family is awesome, and really enjoyed my time, and they were a really big part of the reason for that.
Yeah, who was influential in getting you coaching, or was it just a passion that you had?
You're a 16-year-old kid that comes from Iceland and leaves his whole family there to go play ball over here, and that was my dream since I was 13. And one thing led to another in college. I said something about my injury there at Iowa Lakes, and didn't quite have a whole lot of opportunities. Had an opportunity to go to St. Bismarck on a full ride there. Ended up going to Luther College simply just because of my host family that I was living with, and thought I was going to get into this business world thing. And at the end of the day, my senior year, right before we were going to graduate, I just said I'm not going to sit in an office from 8 to 5. So that's kind of the route I went to Iowa State, and kind of from there, kind of.
Yeah. And that's one thing, I've never seen you sitting in an office. I always see you driving around town. You're always a busy guy. So you help a lot of the youth tournaments on the weekends here in town. Obviously, you coach with the Bobcats and your coaching history at MCC, that kind of thing. So what's it kind of mean to you to be able to give back to the community and help grow basketball as a sport?
Well, I mean, I've said this for a long time. When I came to town 20 years ago, I mean, I drove up here. You know, I had resigned at University of Idaho and seen my kid, who's 20-some years old now, 23 years old now, and hadn't seen him for basically 2 years because he went back to Minnesota with his mother when we went through a divorce. But I drove up here with my clothes, TV, and a VCR in a car, and lived in the dorms and was the dorm director and assistant coach. And this community in 20 years has done nothing but embrace me, help me out, and you know, I truly appreciate that, and there's nothing more that I want to do is, you know, keep giving back and try to help what we got going on basketball-wise, and we're making some progress, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, the team, you know, it hasn't been for a lack of effort. Sometimes the team just kind of goes in a slump. You know, you guys lost 5 in a row, but bounced back in a huge way last night in a 40-27 victory. Might have been one of the best defensive performances I've seen in a while out of this Bobcat team. Lamar Johnson was special on the defensive side. It was one of those games where Coach Apple, you know, he may tell me kind of the game plan, like what you want to do. That was the first game this year where I thought you really came out and you did exactly what you wanted to do. You shut down that ball getting into the post as much as they wanted to. I mean, the big man, he only had 2 points last night in total, and that didn't even come until the fourth quarter. So to be able to execute, how happy were you with that last night?
Oh, it was. I mean, it was really good. The guys have really been buying into that in the last few games, and concentration has been there. When we went to Roosevelt, we spent more time on actually talking about them than we actually did working on ourselves, which is kind of unusual. But it was kind of the first time that we really followed the game plan to a point of basically just playing a little money ball, where it's don't guard that guy, do this guy. And last night, I mean, I would love to say that we played great defense when you have 2 guys go for 10 from the three-point line on their behalf. Mm-hmm. You know, you might want to do something different. That's what kind of surprised me a little bit, and the fact that they didn't press us earlier. But we did what we needed to do, and we played really well. Jameson didn't even score a point, and I thought he was kind of the MVP of the night, guarding 45. So
yeah, he did a really good job on it.
He really did.
Yeah, really Ty Sanchez-Evans, the player we're talking about, so did a nice job on him. All right, so how do you kind of keep the momentum going as a coach to, hey, let's turn this into a couple games, because you turn right around and head to Waterloo West tomorrow night?
Yeah, and Waterloo West is, I mean, they got 5 guys. They kind of got a 6th guy back if he's back from injuries or suspension or what, but he's only played a couple games. But they're not very deep. They got 6 guys, like I said, but they're talented. They probably got the best talent that we'll have played against up to this point tomorrow. 6'3" senior that can score it at 3 ways, 3-point line, mid-range drives. I mean, he's really good. We got our work cut out for him, but good team. We got a game plan. We'll go and execute. The hard part is we played last night. We barely practiced today. I mean, we walked through some things. We got guys logging minutes. Now we got to be able to kind of bounce back. We got illness going through the team a little bit as well, so we'll see how we kind of roll through that.
Is January kind of hard from that standpoint of you might have 3 games in a week like last week, and then you're trying to, not maybe over practice or make sure that you're getting everything covered, all your bases?
Well, I've been saying it for 6 years since I joined the high school. I don't know who does the scheduling, but whoever it is, I like to talk to them because I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense sometimes. But it is what it is. We got to go play the games. But when we do have those games where we play 6-7 guys and not a whole lot in the rotation, I mean, the next day in practice, what are you going to do? Go roll out there and go a million miles an hour for an hour and a half? I mean, that's not even smart. So, we've got to try to save their legs a little bit, make sure we don't get hurt, stay healthy, and get ready for the next game, just kind of based on just that we've gotten tough enough over our practices that we know how to play, and we're ready for whatever game it is, even though we don't necessarily practice the day between games or whatever it is, or if we have back-to-back games.
Yeah. Well, 7:30 is tip-off tomorrow night at Waterloo West. We look forward to that one, as we'll have it right here on KFJB-TV. Thanks for your time, Coach. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, that is Brynjar Brynjolfsson with us on Bobcat Live. We'll switch gears, and we'll talk boys wrestling when we come back. This is Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you want to kick off football season in a new recliner, pass the bread at a beautiful new dining set, or lay up on a luxurious sectional sofa, McGregor's is the right play. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from their friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selections at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Back in on Bobcat Live, as tonight's special is $2 off a one large topping pizza. And also mentioning basketball, next Friday night, Bobcats will host Waterloo East. And after that game, be here at Wayward Social following that Friday night game for the fifth quarter. $5 wristbands available at the door for unlimited bowling, plus $2 slices of pizza and 2-for-1 shareables. All ages welcome. Parents and adults can come hang out right here in Rosie's. We welcome in Xavier Anderson as well as head coach Luke Cross with Marshalltown Bobcat Boys Wrestling. You much of a bowler, Xavier?
Yeah, I try a little bit. I'm not too good, but I enjoy it a lot.
Okay, all right. Last time you bowled, Coach Cross?
It was about a year ago. I got a couple strikes, but it's not.
Did you get over 100?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
okay, all right.
Regularly around 120. You know?
Okay,
yeah.
All right. That's respectable for someone who's not consistent.
Yeah.
What are you rolling out?
I'm pushing about 100, 120 around there.
Well, I got to say, we just did a live shoot with the girls bowling team, so I got a couple strikes in there. So nice. I got to say, I was okay with my bowling game here today. So anyway, let's get to the wrestling, Matt. I know you guys having a solid season. Xavier, you're wrestling at 165. You made state your freshman and junior year. I know that's been a big goal. How would you kind of assess yourself right now in where you need to be to get back to Wells Fargo Arena? If it's not Casey's Arena by the time you guys get there, right? I think it's February. Name change, possibly. So, might be. We might have to get all acclimated. Anyway, I digress from that. Where would you kind of assess yourself right now, where you need to be?
Pretty good. I mean, I just got to keep putting in that work in practice and pushing my guys so they can also get there, because it's a big thing for me to get there, but also just cheering them on and make sure they get there too.
Yeah. I was watching a little bit of the Allie Morrison duels, and David was there, and we were talking about it. He was saying he thought it was Southeast Polk, but Zach was getting ready to announce you coming out, and you'd already basically pinned the guy. So what's that feeling like for you?
It's really good. I like to get those fast ones in.
What's a strategy that leads to that? Is there something you see maybe ahead of time in scouting a wrestler that leads to it, or you're just locked in?
Just not that match. I was just locked in. I just went out there, snapped him down, got the cradle right away, and pinned him.
What's it like when you see him do that? That's going to be fun, right?
Well, he says there's no strategy, but sometimes, if he has an opponent that's coming up, you don't want the guy to scout you, so he might take care of business right away. That way his opponent doesn't know, okay, he's got this or this or this, So just get out there, take care of business, pin the guy if you can as quickly as you can, and that way your next opponent doesn't know what you got.
So if I'm hearing this right, you're saying sometimes you toy around with guys to work on moves, and then that must be a nice position.
Yeah. It is comforting to know you got a wrestler in your back pocket here that can really do whatever you want. It's like he can compete with the best in the state, and he can also go out there and do a technique clinician here.
Yeah.
So you have 3 wrestlers right now ranked. Tell me a little bit about each of those wrestlers ranked right now.
Oh, starting at the lighter weight, I suppose we'll go with Nicholas Wise, and there's really no surprise that he's ranked. If you guys know who he is, he's been a dog on our team
Super
for a
committed
while,
to
right?
wrestling.
And we were shocked earlier in the year when he wasn't ranked. Like, that was the shock. It's like, what? He's not in the rankings. But finally, he's beating the right people, and he's been very tight with some other people that really, put him on that mark. And I mean, last weekend he lost 2 matches to third-place wrestlers, one in overtime and one by a close decision. He's right there. He's right there.
Yeah.
Jumping up to Xavier, of course, we can talk about him forever and ever. He's been a rock in our team. This is my 4th year coaching, and this is his 4th year on the team, and couldn't ask for anything more. He just does everything you ask, and great leader, and just wait till February. Watch out for this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then bumping up to Johan, Johan's been also that consistent wrestler for me. He's both him and Xavier have won over 100 matches in high school, and that's quite the accomplishment. Very few can say they do that.
Yeah. I know Nick Wise didn't play football this year, but he did last year, and he was a bulldog out there in the football field, much like you. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see as much last year, but Johan as well. So I kind of take those. I mean, football is such a physical sport. You can are you using football to recruit any wrestling guys ever, or?
Oh, absolutely, yes. No, I speak with the football coaches all the time. Saying, hey, who you got? Who's tough out there?
Yeah.
And so we're always communicating. And now we got Coach Cox with us in the wrestling world.
He can get you some intel.
He's got the inside scoop. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So one thing, when I was there recently at one of your practices, I thought it was it's extremely hot in there.
Oh yeah.
How many pounds do you lose during practice?
I mean, it could go anywhere from 4 to 8 in practice. So yeah, I lose a lot.
Yeah. The unique thing was about that is I look over and Coach Cross is coaching the girls and Coach Cox is out there barking out orders to the guys. You guys kind of switched that up a little bit amongst the coaching staff. How fun is that, or is it kind of nice to have a different voice every now and then?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it when they switch up. Coach Cox I love practicing with him too, especially. But yeah, him coming over and coaching, showing us what he knows. It's good to learn from 2 different people.
Yeah,
it's a long season, and sometimes it gets to be a little bit monotonous, So
yeah.
One of my critiques of myself is I don't change it up enough. So that's one of the ways we can do it. Is like, hey, we got an incredible coach that can easily switch, and we did it.
How big of a relief has it been to have him on the staff now? You were coaching both squads last year.
Yes, I can't thank him enough. I mean, what he's done, just for my mental well-being is just crazy. Just trying to run 2 programs in the last couple of years, trying to divide my attention it was not a good thing. And so yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Cox.
We're having a moment here at Bobcat Live. I like that.
Cheer.
All right, so Xavier, as you kind of look, you've got seasons basically, kind of winding down a little bit. We'll have your match next Thursday here on KFJB-TV, but tomorrow night is senior night, so that's going to be a big moment for you. Having your family out there, I know they've been kind of instrumental. So as you kind of reflect on your time, how much is this program, being a Bobcat, meant to you?
I mean, it means everything, especially, going into my freshman year that summer, just getting in the room with Coach Cross and being a new coach coming in like that. I feel like that summer is what got me good at wrestling. So
yeah,
it means a lot.
I don't think I've asked you, but what age did you start wrestling?
Around like 6 or 7.
Okay, all right. So as you've continued to grow, I'm sure as a kid you dreamt of getting to state or seeing those. Was there ever a moment that you doubted, wrestling, or have you always just known that this is – because you always breathe that confidence so when I'm around you, especially when you're wrestling.
Yeah, no, I've always known that wrestling was my thing, but I used to play a little bit of basketball too.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Yeah, I was going in between those, but once I got to middle school, I locked in with wrestling 100%.
Yeah. I think that's the cool thing about middle school too, is it gives you an opportunity to, they kind of lay out a lot of the sports. You get a little bit of a season in there to help you kind of choose. What are you doing any other activities the rest of the year after wrestling?
No, me and my buddy Sam go fishing a lot and play a lot of pickleball, so that's about it.
And you're getting ready to probably head off to college, which I know you have a lot of interest from Grandview. I'm sure, obviously, you're focused right now, but to be able to know that you're going to be able to advance your career to the next level, what's that kind of meant to you?
It's very exciting. I mean, I practice at Grandview a lot. I'm really close with the coaches, so it's really cool.
Yeah. What's it like to see somebody go continue and carry on being a Bobcat at the next level?
Yeah, one of the coolest things about being a coach is when kids do go on to that next level, or just stay involved in the sport in some capacity. So not all wrestlers are meant to be college wrestlers.
Yeah.
So it's cool when they just either go back and help the youth programs or just stay involved in some way. But yeah, to have guys wrestle in college is amazing. I've coached some kids that went on and did great things in college, and I got some more that are coming through that are going to do the same.
Yeah, and I look at that like Nick Rebick. He was officiating last year. I believe is he involved in the program this year?
Yeah, we stole him from officiating. He's now he's officially one of the coaches. So that's been kind of strange because he and Xavier were partners for a couple years there, and now he's his coach. So.
I still be
a lot of yes sirs, or
oh no, I'm giving him that work still. Trust me, I'm giving him that work.
That's fun. Great to hear, and best of luck the rest of the season. Thanks so much for coming on Bobcat Live tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Xavier Anderson and head coach Luke Cross, as we will flip gears and talk girls wrestling when we come back right here on Bobcat Live.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Back at Wayward Social, we are inside Rosie's tonight. We'll talk girls basketball and our round table with them coming up a little bit later. But now we talk girls wrestling as head coach Isaiah Cox on with us here tonight. How are you?
I'm all right, man.
Good. Good. I'm gonna move that mic a little bit closer.
All right. Sounds good.
There we go. All right. Pride of Iowa Lakes as well. Did you wrestle at Iowa Lakes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you went to Ottumwa, dominated on the football field, and then you decided to go wrestling.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your kind of backstory in getting involved in wrestling.
I actually kind of started off just like a couple of these girls, Started off in high school, fresh to the sport, just moved to Iowa from Chicago. And my coach seen me on the football field, and he was like, "Hey, you should come and wrestle." I was like, "Huh? Really?" And I went out. At first, it was like, first time you like, "Oh my God!" But then you go through that storm, and it's like, "Okay, this is actually kind of cool." And that's what I feel like I relate to a lot of girls on that level.
Yeah,
it's just like new and stuff. So.
Yeah. All right, so Gigi, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
What's it like? Yeah, thank you. And having Coach Cox here the first year, what's that been like to have kind of that one-on-one a little bit more this year from your head coach?
I was already kind of used to like the one-on-one from like my past coaches, but having like Isaiah with someone with experience, it was definitely different and definitely like more refreshing. It was a good change. I liked it.
Yeah. Does he bark at you like he does the guys? Because, man, I saw him at practice, and he was intense. That's what I love about Coach Cox. He's bringing it every day. I don't think you go home at night and left anything on the table.
Nah.
It's definitely like a everyday thing with him. He always comes to practice with like trying to hype us up with big energy. If not towards the end of practice or during the middle, he always has energy.
Yeah.
He never gets tired of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny too. I was at boys wrestling practice to interview Xavier and Lucas Bantz for a Cat Connection, and all the girls start coming down from practice upstairs, and they relayed the news to me that they just got yelled at. So
man.
I'm sure there's those moments. So those are learning moments for everybody.
Yes.
How important is that to you to focus on maybe like life or long-term things, not only just what's going on in the wrestling mat?
I always say it, wrestling is like preparing you for life. There's no shortcuts in life. And when you try to take a shortcut, you're not going to get to where you want to be. So just like that in the wrestling room, there's no shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta work for what you want. You gotta work for success.
Mm-hmm.
It's not given to you. You always gotta work every day. So
yeah.
I try to incorporate that. I try to show the girls, and they're slowly they're getting there.
Yeah.
They're getting
yeah.
there.
Well, the other thing is too, and Gigi, you've been involved with the program since it got going, and you went to state last year. You were the first MHS girl to make it to state in wrestling, which was a huge moment for you. But to see this program grow, you get a head coach this year. There's, there's huge. It seems like there's huge numbers out from what it started at.
Yeah.
How fun has that been to see that side?
I can't help but just be proud of how much we progress. Like, I'm used to seeing it as a freshman. It's definitely terrified me, and the fact there was no other girls, I was like, oh, okay. But starting to just grow from each year, and now that we finally have our own head coach, even an assistant coach, which we didn't have, and it was just really like heartwarming to me because I'm like, we've come so far.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so tell me a little bit about your season. I read, I don't know if the stats are updated, but you're 20-10 on the season in your senior season. Are you still wrestling at 170?
I kind of been switching towards like 155 and 170.
Okay.
Yeah, but right now I'm at 155 right now.
Okay, so how is that to handle that? Because that's when most people hear that. You're dropping a little bit of weight right there.
I've been 155 this whole season, but he had the idea of having me wrestle 170 girls.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
you think she can handle her own?
Yeah.
She's a beast, man.
Yeah.
When you have athletes like that, you can move them around, because she's prepared to do whatever. She's one of those athletes. You ask them to do something, and she's gonna find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from all your athletes. So no
Yeah.
excuses.
Yeah, for sure. All right, conference was last night. How did it go?
It was good. Like I said, we got a young team. We placed 5th. We had 5 girls that got top 3. Gigi being one of them. So it was good for us.
Did Ava Kuzaro get?
Yep. She got top. She got 3rd.
Yeah.
Olivia Wise, she got 2nd.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
A freshman. She's growing.
Yeah.
That's one of her.
She's
partners.
probably got a brother to wrestle at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we had open mat Sunday, and he was actually wrestling with them. So
Okay.
It was actually kind of good for those girls.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then state qualifying is next week, the 2A regionals in Mason City. So what are you kind of looking at out of yourself, Gigi, to get yourself back to state?
Oh,
she was not ready for that.
I'm definitely just practicing hard. Like today, we just had a pretty rough practice. I'm probably gonna wrestle more with my the assistant coach Trowbridge to regain stamina, to work on technique, and just prepare myself for regionals.
Yeah. Who do you think has a really good shot to get to state this year?
Everybody.
That's good. Well, we look forward to it, and best of luck your senior season. Thanks so much, Gigi. Coach Cox, great to see you as always.
See you,
all right,
go
Lakers. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers, baby.
All right. Hey, this is Bobcat Live. You're watching it right here on KFJB-TV.
Do you know Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for recreational vehicles? So if you'd rather be enjoying this winter on a snowmobile, the Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for them. Plus ATVs, jet skis, boats, and trailers. The loan process is so easy. Loans for used vehicles like campers and snowmobiles are available too. Get rate info at lennoxecu.com. Fun things up with help from Lennox Employees Credit Union. 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Back in on Bobcat Live here at Rosie's. Great to have you along out here. Appreciate everybody coming out. We'll talk little girls basketball with the round table, but right now we'll switch gears to a guy who's seeing his team perform pretty well. Here in the month of January, you've either had first or second place finishes and had a nice start to the second half of your season after the Christmas break. So what have you kind of made out of it so far?
Very pleased. Coach Delaney and I are very pleased. The kids have been working hard. Most days they embrace the work, the work and the expectations. We lost our Bobcat invite to the ice storm, and we were real lucky, and we got into the Grinnell invite, which is a seeded timed meet. Gave the guys an opportunity to race guys of equal or a little bit faster level. And we placed second. I think we were only like 8 points or 14 points from behind Southeast Polk, and we had one of our better guys homesick. So we were right there in the race with right there in the hunt with a really good several really good teams and some elite swimmers. The guys, they say they're tired. They say they're sore. Mm-hmm. I say good, and they keep working hard. So I think we're in a good spot right now. We've got a real exciting meet tomorrow night with Ottumwa. We put together what we think is our best lineup to match up with them, and then Coach Delaney scores everything out on the seedings, and it scores out to be about a 4-point meet. So every place, every second and third, we need second and third instead of third and fourth. And so our last home meet of the season is going to be a real barn burner. We hope some folks turn out and cheer on the guys. They certainly put in the work and deserve that support.
Looking over, since the beginning of the month, you took down Des Moines East, which I know that's probably one where you knew you were going to, hopefully take care of business, that kind of thing. But, when you consistently see, I look down the stats and Lincoln Barker's name there at the top and Charlie Gilbertson, guys who have high expectations for themselves, not only going out there and doing it and executing it. How fun is that when you're a coach, seeing those guys still continuing to have that success? Oh,
they're my entire group of seniors. You mentioned Lincoln and Charlie and we've got Sam and Xander here coming up next to talk to you. Landon Stanley, Michael Lechner, Hayden Daters, the whole crew. They've been a good bunch ever since they were freshmen, and to see, I kind of look at them and to see them perform and do and swim up to the expectations that the coaching staff has for them. That's exciting and it's gratifying. Yeah. I've always since I've seen these kids since they were freshmen, it's like they could be that good. Yeah. And now that they are getting, and they are the culmination of a career is getting close. I'm just very proud of all of them. Yeah. It is very gratifying, and to think that I've had a piece of that. They come from great families. They've all got great parents, supportive like none other, and they've got great work ethics. And I'm just fortunate to be around those kinds of kids that want to achieve and want to work and understand the amount of effort day in and day out that it's going to take.
Yeah, I know that this kind of impacts the girls' side of things a little bit more, but you're in the swim world, and I saw that State will be moved out of Marshalltown. Boys has been in Iowa City for some time now, right? I don't know how long it's been, but
it has.
What did you think of that news when you kind of heard that?
Well, I was a little shocked. We always kind of thought that our pool at Marshalltown is great, and I sincerely believe for a high school championship atmosphere, nothing compares to the Y. You've got 1,500 people. They're all sitting over the competitive pool, and when there's a close race and everybody's hollering and screaming, there's just an atmosphere there that you don't compare. Iowa City, their spectators is basically stretched across two pools, and only half the crowd is over the competitive part of the pool. It doesn't make the noise. So and the volunteers and the people, and Angie Nelson has just killed herself to help put on a quality event every year. And I think that it's disappointing. And I think back clear to the days when I started here and I helped cook brats and turkey tenders under the football stand for state baseball. This community shows up to put on a high level anything. and it's a little heartbreaking. And I always thought we were insulated from losing the girls because every other weekend, every other year, there's a home football game, and there's no way you can have a state high school tournament on a football weekend. And I kind of investigated that a little bit, and I asked the girls' union. I officiate now with the girls, and so I felt comfortable kind of reaching out and asking that question. I said, so is it gonna? I had hoped it was going to bounce back and forth between Iowa City and Marshalltown every other year based on a home football game.
Gotcha.
And what they responded with was something that was equally as shocking is if it's a home football weekend, they're gonna have the girls' state meet on Thursday and Friday.
Oh wow!
And
so
wow. That was as surprising as the move away.
Yeah.
And I am very disappointed for our community. It gives us an opportunity to showcase all the great things that are Marshalltown. And it's disappointing, but on the same token, 21 years is a great run.
Yeah, for sure.
And nobody and people will compare. They'll say, oh, the swimming pool and fast water is deep water, or deep water is fast water, and all that. And there is a little bit of truth to that. But if you look at the records that have been set in the Y pool, I mean, it's it's a fast pool as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, the atmosphere, and I can't imagine anybody's going to put together a better show for the swimming community than Marshalltown has. So we'll hope it's a good event.
Yeah.
And we'll hope our girls perform, and they're going to have to adjust to going to a hotel and being on the road and those things. So
I'm sure that was a nice part.
It'll be a change for everybody. So.
You could just get up in the morning from your own bed and go right there to the meet.
When it was in Marshalltown, that was what I sold the boys. But then now we go to Iowa City, and we've got a pretty good rhythm going there. And I also kind of like the fact that I have control of what they do for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
I know when they're in bed, and I know when they're in the room, and so I'm kind of a control freak, and so it's kind of nice to be on the road sometimes too. So, but as a coach, that's your job. Is you make it positive, whatever the experience is, and you try to make sure the kids have a good experience. They perform at their best, and they build those memories that last a lifetime.
Yeah. Season. Last question for you. Season is, again, just progressing here. You're only a few weeks away from kind of getting into, conference and state qualifying and all that kind of stuff. I mean, as you kind of look here, I know we talked a little bit about how the team's feeling, but year over year, as you kind of look to last year and those guys that were getting ready to go off to state, how are they sitting right now in comparison to how they were last year?
Well, you can look at the rankings, and they take the top 36 in an individual event, and you say, oh my gosh, one of our guys that was at state last year is 50th. There's a lot of things that go into that. Number one, our kids work harder than anybody. I would put our work ethic and the yards we put in against any program, and we always have great tapers. And then some kids that are ranked in that event, they swim something else. Or teams like Valley, they probably have 7 kids ranked above our first kid. So only 3 can swim. So I don't put a lot of worry into where they're ranked.
Yeah.
The times, if you look at the qualifying time from year to year, those are all within a half a second each year. So like an example, Sam, who's coming up in the breaststroke, the cutoff time is usually right around 102, 102.5. And we know that that's the target time. We're gonna shoot Sam to hopefully be around a minute, and so he should comfortably qualify. That's the hope. that's the plan.
Yeah.
So I feel real good about where we're at right now and the events that we hope to qualify. I think we should, if all things go well, that I think we should have good representation when the time comes.
Awesome. Good to hear. Great to see you as always, Mike. Appreciate it tonight.
Thank you.
And as Coach alluded to, we've got Xander Stupp and Sam Griesel coming up as we continue with Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Back in on Bobcat Live here at Rosie's tonight, joined by Xander Stupp and Sam Griesel, two seniors on the boys swimming team. And Tuesday night, right? Last night, East took on the Scarlets.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Yeah.
You had last night off.
Yes, we had last night off. Yeah.
So last Thursday, you got a couple first place finishes I saw, and having some good success this year. You're tops in the team in the 100, is it backstroke or
breaststroke?
No, breaststroke.
Yep.
So you got to be feeling pretty good about how you're sitting right now. How are you doing?
Right now, I'm feeling pretty good compared to last year. My times are better and just kind of have a high standard for state coming around the corner.
Yeah. Now you compete in 7 events, probably not all in one night typically, but tell me about being able to kind of have a little bit of adversity into your swim style to be able to go out there if Coach Loopy needs you for a different event.
I like being very versatile for Coach Loopy. He can put me in anything. I'll swim it for him.
Yeah. Every time we have Lincoln on here, Lincoln Barker, he always tells us about how, man, being football and then I got to get into swimming shape. How's that like for you?
It's hard. Coming from football and trying to get in shape for swim, it's completely different than anyone would think.
I would imagine, though, it's easier to go from football to swimming to baseball. Or would you prefer it a different? No? Xander, weigh in on this. You're a pitcher.
Well, I'm not in the pool very much this year, so it doesn't affect me as much as it definitely would Sam. But when I was in the pool, your shoulders get really tight, and it's hard to come back from that. You have to take a long time to stretch out, make sure that you're feeling yourself. So.
Well, especially as a pitcher, and you guys both pitch. I mean,
that first week of throwing, you come home and you're like, can't feel my
got
arms.
the dead arm. Yeah. All right, so tell me a little bit about your swim season so far. I believe I saw you were in like 4 different events that you kind of compete in.
Yeah, I'm just going day by day, being out there for the team. Like I said, I'm not in the pool very much, but I'm doing as much as I can supporting my teammates. So,
yeah, what's that mean to have somebody supporting? We see that in other sports. Just Xavier Anderson, he was injured all football season, but he was still right there with you guys. Is that a point of pride for you?
Yeah, I'd say that. Just being at the end of the pool, cheering on my teammates, making sure they're going as fast as they can. I like to take a lot of pride in supporting my teammates at every meet, at practices and everything like that.
I saw your brother Joe is swimming too. So
Yeah, he is.
Is he here?
Yep, he's
okay.
sitting in the corner.
All right. How's his swim?
It's all right. It's getting better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What does he need to improve on? Let's air it out right now.
Probably his butterfly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So when you're going, breaststroke, butterfly, when you do the freestyle, what do you normally do?
Like my time?
No, like you're
like
moving the freestyle. Because you can choose a few different styles of swimming in the freestyle, right? Is that not?
Freestyle? Freestyle is a stroke.
Freestyle is a stroke.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was... All right. See, I'm not the most well-versed, I'll admit, on swim. All right, so what's the freestyle move?
It's like this.
It's just the normal... Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, like your doggy paddle, but advanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the doggy paddle. Are you saying that's as good of a swimmer as I am to do the doggy paddle?
Maybe.
All right, so which one do you prefer?
The breaststroke.
Okay, all right. But that one, it takes a lot of form to be able to do that. So how much time are you spending just working on that one alone?
A lot. We swim a lot of yards in practice, and it'll be a freestyle set, and I always like to mix in some breaststroke, and it'll kill me, but I still need to work on it, so it'll get me prepared.
Yeah, good deal. All right, so you're involved in baseball. What other kind of things are you involved in, either in school or extracurricular?
I'm a student school board member, so I go to the meetings, I attend those, make sure I'm just giving my voice from a student perspective. I'm in a leadership club at the high school as well, and just swimming, baseball. Those are the main things I'm in.
Yeah. Sam, football,
baseball, and swim.
Okay. All right. You guys are busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Doing good in school though, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying.
I had Xander in class last semester. Now he's going all online. Now I don't have anyone to do my work.
Yeah. Well, hey, best of luck rest of the season. Appreciate it, guys. Good to see you as always. And baseball, I know it's right around the corner.
Yep, it's coming.
Can't wait for the warmer weather.
Oh
that
yeah,
is for sure.
For sure.
All right, hey, give it up. Sam Griesel, Xander Stepp on with us at Bobcat Live. We'll switch gears. We'll talk basketball when we come back. This is Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Welcome back in. Appreciate everyone coming out to Bobcat Live here tonight at Wayward Social inside Rosie's. Now joined by Megan Heitman, assistant coach for the girls basketball team. Coach, last night 44-30 the final score, but one of the best efforts we've seen from this Bobcat ladies squad against Mason City. Traditionally, they're a team that sometimes takes it to Marshalltown in the past, but your team coming out of the break in the second half really did some nice things defensively and then offensively, turned it in. Morgan Hildebrand hit some big shots. I think she had 6 points last night, hit a big three in the second half. So, man, what a really...
3 threes, I think, in the game.
Okay, did she have 9? Then maybe she had 9. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway, she, her game and her development, and you look at everybody else, it just really feels like you can see that development coming along. Was that a real good? I know it was a loss last night, but it had to have a little bit of a good taste in your mouth how it came out.
Yeah, I think especially in that second half there, we did a better job of getting into an offense. That the transition from breaking the press to getting into an offense has been one of our biggest struggles, and because we can break the press, but then we can't really get into something to run it. And I think we did a lot better job of that, especially in the second half. And we actually ran through some of our sets that got the open looks that we're kind of expecting for our players. So I think that was what we've been hoping for all year, is to be able to get into those offensive sets and do some, to take advantage of some of our size and some of our natural motions that we like to do. And I think that really came around in that second half. I think we kept poise a little bit more in the pressure in the half court so that we could get our head up and look and see some of those open shots.
Yeah, I think back to the start of the season when you took on South Tama, Morgan Hildebrand, you could tell she was a freshman out there. But now I know coaches talked about, hey, when she's open, she needs to be taking those shots and that kind of thing. And to see her kind of put it together, I feel like over the past week or whatever, I can just see more confidence. So how impressed have you been with her to see her take her game and get that more comfortability out there?
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to how hard she's been working in practice and how much the older girls have worked with her to bring her along, because especially when Amara went down, we were like, we're going to have Morgan have a bigger role.
Yep.
So they were bringing her along, and I think she's finally buying into what they've been telling her a little bit. Like, you can do this, and we want you to do this, and nobody's going to get mad at you for this. So it's nice to see her. I think she was 3 for 6 from 3 last night. Kinsley was 2 for 2. It was nice to get some of that back and just see the ball go in the hoop.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big piece of it, too. Like you mentioned, some of the older players taking her under their wing, because you see, on all sorts of different teams, whether it's at the collegiate level, at the pro level, just finding your role and fitting in and feeling comfortable, because if not, that's when players, it seems like, struggle, but kind of embracing that. How big is that when you see that as a coach?
Well, I think for this group of kids, they've been pretty protective of their basketball team and their basketball girls, and they get along off the floor really well. And I think Morgan just kind of is a natural into that, because they were all there. Like, every single one who's on the varsity right now and played as a freshman on varsity, right? So they've all been there, so they know kind of what she's struggling with, and just helping bring her along. And outside of basketball, since I know Millie, they hang out together and they do stuff together, and you see, like, most of them are all here because that are available. So there's just a good group of kids, and they like each other, and that always makes it a lot easier.
All right, you're off till Monday night. You're going to host Grinnell and look for a little revenge after a loss to them a season ago. What are you doing in the next few days as you kind of enjoy maybe a little bit of rest, but also that practice time that in a busy month you don't always get?
Yeah. We're actually taking tomorrow off to do a little, like, team bonding activity that has nothing to do with basketball. So that's good. And we get to go with them, so that's fun for us too. Yeah. And then Friday we'll hit it hard again, and I think we might have a shoot around on Sunday, which they don't really know about, but they're finding out about that.
Yeah.
But we come back and we have 3 games next week, and then I think we have 3 games the week after. We got 8 games left in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we got to hit it hard, and there's at least, I would say there's 7 games that should be competitive that we could win.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, it's hard to believe. I wrote that down. Yeah, 8 games. It's always amazing how fast January flies, that's for sure. All right, when we come back, we're going to have a roundtable with the ladies out here at Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown Community School District announces that preschool sign-up begins February 3rd for children who will be 4 on or before September 15th. Sign up early as spaces do fill up. Marshalltown's preschool program ensures every child has access to high-quality early education in a welcoming and supportive environment. The preschool program is tuition-free with no fees to sign up. Contact the preschool coordinator at 641-754-1000 for more information. You'll need proof of your child's age, address, and immunization records in order to sign up.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live out here with the girls basketball team. And did everybody, we had Georgia on during her birthday, but I believe it was Kinsley Bowie's birthday last week, right? Did you sing, Amira?
What?
Did you sing for her birthday last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, what's going on? Did you just wake up? All right, Naya, how are you? Yeah, that's good. Welcome out. You were on last time we had the round table, were you? Yes, I was. You were? You were? Okay. No, I don't think she was when we had the... Yeah. Okay, all right. So what's it like to play? You're in your sophomore year. So tell me what it's like to be with this, because Coach just alluded to how tight-knit this group is. All right. How fun is it for you to be on this squad?
I actually love being on this squad and playing with the girls and just getting to know them a little bit more and just create a bond with them. And being out there with them and playing, it's amazing.
Okay. Sydney, you're kind of shying away from me. I feel like maybe you don't want the spotlight on you. How you doing?
Great. Other than my knees being messed up, I'm doing perfectly fine.
I was going to jump into that. I know you've battled a little bit of the knee stuff, but how important is it to you to still, kind of carry on and be supportive of your teammates?
Even though I do absolutely nothing during practice, I just do scoreboard. Yeah, I hit them with the bag and stuff, and that's pretty fun. I kind of like being a part of the team in that type of way, just hitting people with the bag. It's very fun.
Okay. One pressing issue, and I've seen her moves because I know, like my stepdaughter Collins was in dance, but I've seen Frankie Long dance as well out there. So, Frankie, how much do you think your dance career has helped your basketball career?
Oh, it's what makes me the basketball player I am.
Now, Kinsley, I think you were the one who said we needed to ask about the dance career. So have you ever danced?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not good at it.
You're not good at it? All right. What was your favorite style of dance? Was it jazz? What was it? Cheerleader?
Cheerleader, that's what I did. I could do a cartwheel and a back handspring, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been to the few of the Dance Connection, right? It's Dance Connection. They get out there and they do three things. So they say, my name is Kinsley. Yeah. You like?
Pizza.
That's what all the girls there, the young girls there. And then every one of the young girls always copies the other one. And by the end, everyone likes pizza and basketball.
Wait, what am I saying?
I don't know. What are two other things you like?
My friends. Okay. And my dogs.
Your dogs. How many dogs?
3. A German Shepherd, a Mastiff Great Dane, and a mini Golden Doodle.
Okay. All right. So Millie Heitman here as well. Millie, I wanted to ask you about this because Varsity Bound changed. No coaches gave it up. And then I asked your mom about this, but I thought it was kind of interesting because we were a little bit confused. But your first name is actually Miller, right? And so tell me a little bit about. Mom said that was a little bit of a, because your sister's name, or you have a brother. Sorry. Live mic. I might misspeak. Why you got to react like that, Kinsley?
I laugh at every little thing.
All right. So do you like Miller or do you prefer Millie?
Millie.
Okay. All right. So we'll continue to call you Millie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So played really well against Mason City last night. Didn't get the win, but really good things done in there. What are you focusing out of your game over the next couple of days to get ready for Grinnell? Wow, full of words here tonight.
Probably just working together and looking inside for Frankie and Ellie more. We work on post moves in practice. Me and Georgia joined them today. It was fun.
That's good. That's good. Amira, you've had a little bit of an attitude since we started here. So what's the other night? The other night I saw you getting ready for the game, and you said you were getting ready to yell at me, or you were not happy with me, or something. So do you have some beef? Maybe it was at Roosevelt. Yeah, maybe you got some beef?
Kind of.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just feel like if your aura isn't like where it's supposed to be, then I'll growl at you. But if not, then it's okay.
Okay, all right. I've heard some rumblings that you're doing okay, that you might be making your way back. How's everything on the health angle?
It's great. I have an appointment on Monday for clearing, and yeah.
Well, best of luck, all right?
Thank you.
What'd you think of your brother's game last night? He played well.
Yeah, he seemed like he was like alpha. He was doing really good on defense. He was all over the floor. He was doing good. Yeah.
He had that dog in him last night.
Yeah, him and Drake were doing pretty good together.
For sure. For sure. All right. Georgia, I didn't leave you out. Oh. All right, last question of the night. When you get ready for a game, what kind of pep talk do you give the basketball team?
My smiles.
What's that?
My smiles.
Your smiles and having fun mostly.
Yep.
All right. What's Coach Murphy like when he gets his pep talk for the team for a game? Is he real intense, or is he just clapping, getting everybody ready to go? What's it like when Coach Murphy's getting everybody, or does Coach Heitman get you ready some nights?
Both of them. Murphy has goals for us, and then he grades us in halftime. And so he's like, "Come on, you can do it." And then we sometimes do it.
Have you ever wanted to grade our broadcast ever after it was over?
I mean, we've critiqued it a little bit.
Well, thanks so much. Hopefully the pizza was good. Thanks for coming out, ladies. Appreciate it. Oh, there we go. All right. Hey, thanks so much for watching Bobcat Live here tonight on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.